What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel and to another fashion video. My name is Edwina and this is Versicolor Closet, where we love all things colorful. I am getting ready to reach a milestone birthday, and it had me thinking about how my style has been evolving over the years and what are some of those things that I used to consider staples, or maybe things that I enjoyed as trends and that as I'm getting older I no longer want in my wardrobe. I know that a lot of the people who follow me are around the same age group, so in case you guys were wondering the same thing, I hope that this video would be quite helpful in helping you to make sure that you have a wardrobe that is evolving along with you. So without any further ado, let's get into today's video. The very first thing that I will no longer be buying are ripped jeans. I mean, I don't know what it was in our 20s. We just love all the rips we can find. Nowadays, there are some jeans that have holes that are so big that they basically open up like over your entire thigh. And I'm just like, why? Why are we doing this? I remember a few years ago, I needed to go file a police report and I had ripped jeans from my thighs all the way down, but it was like minimal distressing, but it just started from the thigh all the way down. And the cops were looking at me like, girl, you actually paid full price for these jeans? Like, you paid for somebody to like cut into your jeans? And I mean, I don't know why we all thought that was so much fun, but I feel like if you're developing a more elevated lifestyle, there's a difference between having like little minimal rips here and there versus having distressing all throughout your denim. So I mean, if that's what you're into, I'm not here to tell you what to do, what not to do. I'm just sharing with you guys what I will no longer be buying, and ripped jeans, especially the ones with a whole lot of different rips, are just no longer for me. I am not interested. If you guys have seen any of my recent videos where I'm wearing jeans, it's usually high-waisted and it has no rips at all. Like, I don't like jeans that are too tight. I don't like jeans that are too rough. I don't like jeans that are too ripped. Like, it's just too much. So we prefer like anything that's not low rise. You know, I prefer a higher waist, like mom jean style, but that's like loose enough where you feel comfortable even after a meal. You don't have to worry about loosening up your jeans. So that's definitely one thing that I keep in mind. I am in the market for new denims because I just feel like I keep wearing the same pair over and over again. And that tends to be a sign that you have outgrown some of the things that you have. So I've gone through my jeans and I'm not really loving them. So I think I'm probably gonna start getting rid of some of the ones that I have to make room for some new ones. So of course, whenever I get new ones, you guys will hear all about it. But in the meantime, in the midst of my search, there will be no ripped jeans being part of that conversation. The second thing that I will no longer be buying is custom jewelry. Man, listen, I used to be the queen of statement everything, and you guys already know that I love color, so I would get those big bangles, you know, the plastic bangles with all the different colors. Yes, that was that girl. And I love big earrings and big necklaces, but at some point you start to realize that they don't work with all of the things in your wardrobe. I actually recently picked up these earrings. They are super small hoops that I got from Target. They were like $15, and I'm assuming like they're gold plated. These things, I've worn them almost every single day. If you guys look at my recent videos, you would see them in almost every video. Same thing with this necklace. I picked up this necklace from Nordstrom, and it actually has my initial on it. It's a regular standard necklace, and it's also gold plated. So I guess you would still consider things like this like custom jewelry because they're not like real gold or whatever. But at the same time, I don't want the fashion jewelry that are like over the top and just doing too much, because I just don't have time for that. So I think I'm going to start looking into investing into some more quality jewelry, because that's one of the simplest ways you can elevate your style, by just having accessories that are really nice and that are versatile enough that you can wear them with multiple outfits. So if you are a gold girl, then you can get gold accessories, or if you prefer silver or whatever, you know, just pick up whatever you like, but something that fits your lifestyle that you can actually wear with basically all of your outfits. You can layer multiple necklaces if you want, but I'm just done with buying the super cheap and super trendy type of jewelry, especially with jewelry that looks super yellow gold in the beginning, and then after 3 or 4 wears, when it mixes with your lotion or if it gets wet, it starts turning green. Nobody has time for that in our 30s, okay? So we are going to start investing in jewelry. So if you have some recommendation as to where you get good quality jewelry, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments below. That way we can keep this video as a resource for everybody who's watching. The third thing that I will no longer be buying is anything that is overly fitted. I was recently sharing this with a friend, how when we were growing up, our parents used to love buying things that were too big for us so that they can last us a very long time. So once I grew up and could buy my own clothes and I could have them be fitted, I just went fitted crazy. I wanted everything to be like, snug to my body, because I wanted it to fit my current size and not the size that I was supposed to be, 5 years from now. So I feel like I went crazy with buying everything extra small because I just wanted it to actually fit. Well, now that my style is, a little more elevated, I do like tailored pieces, but at the same time, I don't want them to be overly fitted. So I think there's a difference with, having things that fit your body without necessarily having them be too tight. I have mentioned this a lot on my channel when it comes to blazers, and I have actually started liking oversized blazers. And even with oversized, you do want to have a balance because you want to play with the proportions. You don't want to have something that's so big that it's like swallowing you up and it just doesn't fit, but you can go a size or two up just to have a relaxed look. So when it comes to blazers, instead of like what I would typically do is get an extra small, now I've been trying to go with the small. And when it comes to coats, instead of buying a size small, I typically like to go with a medium so that I can allow some extra room, because especially when it comes to pieces that you're gonna wear in the winter and you're gonna need to layer, you need to allow more room so that you can actually be able to breathe when all your layers are on. The next thing that I'm going to start investing more in is shoes. Now, I have purchased a lot of cheap shoes over the years, okay? And even now, as I look at my shoe closet, I tend to rewear the same things over and over again, because there are some of those like super cute and trendy shoes, especially when they are designer dupes, that we love to buy because we want to participate in the trends. But sometimes it's just not worth it because you literally wear them for one season and you cannot wear them longer than that because they just don't stand the test of time. So places like Boohoo and Shein, when it comes to shoes, no ma'am, we are not doing that anymore in 2022. I think that you can get away with wearing like cheaper clothing, but when it comes to your accessories, like I know that I'm talking specifically about shoes, but I think this also applies for bags. When it comes to your accessories, having good quality structured pieces, I think is an easy way to elevate your looks. So I would definitely recommend to invest a little more in your shoes. And by investing, it doesn't mean that it has to be designer and it doesn't have to be over $500. There are some standard pumps that I pick up from Nine West. They are leather, they are good quality, and if you catch them on sale, they could be around the $50 ballpark. So that's something you can keep in mind when it comes to buying quality items. You can go to stores that sell things that are a little more expensive, and then you just shop from the sale section, right? So instead of shopping, let's say something that's $30 from H&M, you could probably go to a store like Nordstrom, for example, and purchase something that was $100 for $50. So you're kind of like in the same price range, but you're getting better quality. And we love that because especially if you're like me and you love to keep your things long term, I realize that I shop a lot of fast fashion, but I keep them as if they're designer. Like I keep my clothes long term. And I think that's another sign that I'm ready to start investing more in the pieces that I own, because I don't shop constantly. Although I am an influencer and it would make sense for me to do hauls. Like you guys can see on my channel, I do not do hauls regularly because I do not shop regularly. It's just, I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think it makes sense to be shopping constantly and even shopping for every occasion. If you have a wardrobe that is efficient, there would be no need for you to shop every weekend. So I used to do that way back in the day, but I no longer do that. And that's why I'm always encouraging you guys to mix and match the pieces that you have in your wardrobe, and to also keep in mind versatility when you're shopping. If you're purchasing things that is gonna be just a one-time thing, then you are wasting your money because the cost per wear would just be way too high. You want to minimize that cost per wear, and the only way to do that is by actually wearing the things that you're purchasing multiple ways. So cheap shoes are out the door, and we are going to start investing in better quality shoes going forward. The last thing that I'm going to stop purchasing is anything that is overly bedazzled. Oh my goodness. Back in the day, I used to be obsessed with things that had rhinestones and glitters and just anything that was extra, because I'm a girly girl at heart, right? So I do like things to be all blinged out. But at the same time, I think once your wardrobe starts being more refined and you are tapping more into an elevated lifestyle and you want to look more elegant, you don't necessarily need to have anything bedazzled from head to toe, right? I think sometimes like you can have a piece that has an accent on it, but there's no reason to just be blinged out from head to toe. The other issue with this is that these items tend to be one-time wear, right? Just like I was mentioning in my previous point, you want to have pieces that are so versatile that they can mix and match with other things in your wardrobe. When you have a whole lot of statement pieces in your closet, it tends to make it more difficult, when you're getting dressed, because you may not have other things to pair with those things, or they may be too memorable. So whenever you wear them, it's obvious that you've worn that before. So you tend to not want to wear them again because you've already posted that on Instagram, right? So to avoid that, I recently have been gravitating more towards like solid colors versus things that have a lot of prints and patterns. But even with that, just if you're buying patterns, like go with patterns that you actually love, that can actually be mixed and matched with the solid things that you have. When it comes to rhinestones and glitter and just overly, bedazzled things, we're gonna be refraining from doing that and just looking for more classic pieces that will stand the test of time. So just as a quick recap, if you are trying to elevate your style in 2022 and beyond, here are the things that I recommend that you refrain from purchasing. First, ripped jeans. Go for a more classic pair. Second thing, custom jewelry. Let's try to go for things that are actually made of good quality materials so that they actually stand the test of time. Next thing is overly fitted items. You want things that are tailored. You want things that are slightly oversized, but you don't want things that are way too tight so that you're not feeling uncomfortable. Next thing is cheap shoes. You do not want to have a closet that is filled with cheap shoes that just, you can be out and about and your heels are breaking. We don't need those problems. So definitely invest in good quality shoes that are in classic styles that will stand the test of time. And lastly, we are doing away with anything overly bedazzled so that we can invest more in classic pieces that will make sure that your looks are elegant and timeless. So that is all for today's video. I hope that you guys found these tips helpful. Thank you so much for being here. If you found anything helpful in this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you have any suggestions of future videos, or if you have any feedback on what we discussed in this video, don't forget to drop a comment and we'll continue the conversation in the comment section. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on another one. Bye guys.